All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Rimshots with Sean right here on the Rock Rage Radio Network, brought to you by Barstools and Bandtalk and Mapex Drums. Steve, you're going to like that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I have a whole bunch of people here. I'm going to do my best to keep this circus in line here. I've got Eric, I've got Kurtis, I've got Karl, I got Tommy, I got Steve, and we are here to talk about
Gigs.
Good show, man.
Gigs.
show. So you guys have a show coming up. Eric, I'll start with you.
Well,
Tell us about this show.
July 17th at the Bovine. We've got a new band together called Greater Than. We're kicking off the show. So we get to start things, which is great, with the Blacknine, which is cool, even though I'm not playing bass. But that's cool. And it's cool to see Steve Creep, because I messaged him years ago when he first dropped the first single, and I was like, I love it. It was fantastic. So this is a great lineup, and we're stoked that we get to debut at this show. Like, this is coming in at a pro level, so we're very excited about that.
Yeah, and the Bovine, man. I mean, it's awesome because that was going when I lived in Toronto, and from '93 till 2000 when Karl and I were doing some very bad things up there. But it's great that place is still going. And then, so Karl, over to you. So I saw the messaging for it. So the Blacknine. So you guys had it as a reunion / farewell.
Yeah, so I'll tell you how the whole thing sort of came to be. Shane, our original bass player in Blacknines 20 odd years ago, he got married, and he married a fine little Irish lady, and he moved off to Ireland. So we that incarnation of the Blacknines ceased to exist. There was a sort of 2.0 version. Didn't last very long. It wasn't really what we wanted it to be. So we sort of let the Blacknines rest for the last 20 years. Shane all of a sudden pops up this summer, and he's like, "Hey, I'm in Canada, and I'm in Toronto." He's like, "Let's do a show." So I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's." I can't think of a better reason why, just to do a show for show's sake.
Yeah, we tried to get it together probably 3 years ago, but we had Eric was going to come and help us out, but otherwise we couldn't round out the lineup proper. Just didn't feel right, and it sort of fizzled. But since we heard from Shane, it's just like that was the fire that Karl needed, made it happen straight away. And it's great that we've got Steve Creep coming in from Montreal. It's great.
Yeah, it's a totally stacked lineup. It's going to be an incredible show.
Well, I can't speak for the friggin' mutts on the bottom of the pile here, but I saw Steve Creep play in Halifax. We went out and saw him. And it was a great show. They great band, and I'm sure you guys in the bottom corners are going to be great too. I mean, I know all of you guys. I know what you do. I know how hard you work. Steve, I mean, how do you find the time to shoehorn a show in when you play 875 shows a year?
I lose out on certain sleep, I guess.
Yeah. So how do you get that in? I mean, you're playing all the time, right?
Yeah, I'm playing tonight. That's why we had to do this at 7 today.
We're almost
I'm the Axl Rose of the night.
Everything for Steve.
So, I mean, the show comes up. Were you free? Did you have to make room for it? How did that all kind of come together?
Well, we just played. By the way, I mean Steve Creep and the Wild Cards. We were just in Toronto at the Seascape. And I knew we wanted to go back again pretty soon. And we've been talking to Daryl at the Bovine, because I used to play there in the Capones in the 90s. And that's probably when you were actually there. And we were out drinking there when I was in town a little while ago. And we were playing the Horseshoe last time. And we stopped by. And I said, we've got to work something out. But with my band, I'm not just the only busy guy. There's certain other guys in the band are always working too. So to find the time that works. So when Karl, messaged me, says, "Hey man, what about this date?" And it worked for three of us, so I'm gonna get a fill-in bass player for the gig.
Okay,
but
down, Eric.
It's not Eric. Okay, shocker, it's not me.
Eric can't get a gig to save his life, man.
I swear, it's not me. I'm doing one set that night. One set.
Yeah. And just to follow up, Steve. So when you were here and you went to the ale house is now done. They decided that they were pulling pins
right after I left.
Yeah. For 2 weeks, they've just had enough alcohol and gaming here in Halifax.
You have that effect on bars.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't your fault. Unfortunately, it was the wonderful regulations of our province. But so Kurtis, we haven't heard from you, so you're obviously excited about this. I just go around the horn. So, do you and Eric both live in the Hamilton area?
Yeah.
Okay. And Karl and Tommy, you're in Toronto, right?
Correct.
And Steve's in Montreal. Okay, so Kurtis, obviously fired up about this. Is this one of your guys' first shows?
Yeah, it actually is our first show. I'm actually, I've done cover bands and stuff, so this is my first original show.
Okay.
I'm pretty pumped about that. It's going to be a new experience for sure, and got this guy on my back here, so we're gonna make it work, man.
Yeah, and it's really funny because I look around. I mean, you guys can kind of see what I see, but I met Eric through Karl, who I've known forever. I knew Steve actually through RFL Records and a couple other things through a buddy of mine named Doug Franklin, and now we're all kind of sitting here. It's all networking, and
Nice.
that's going to be a big part of this, guys. I would think, right? Is
Well,
you
that's-
know each
that's
other.
something-
That's the best part.
Yeah.
That's something, Sean, you and I for
Soulier.
sure have talked about that at length. Networking is a huge thing, and that's sort of how I wanted to present this show. I want to present it as a show. It's not three different bands doing their own thing. It's
Right.
like, it's a whole show. Like, you want to come there, you want to be there at the beginning, you want to stay till the end. That's the whole idea behind the whole thing.
That's
It's
great.
a bunch of old guys who don't know when to stop.
Well, but you know what? But here's the thing.
We got a pretty
Because-
good. We got a pretty good Port Hope connection too. With Shane, who's originally from Port Hope, and we have Stacey Stray coming in to help us out with guitars.
Oh,
Who I
okay.
have
So
full
that's,
affiliation with, by the
From
way.
Port Hope. Our original guitar player, Mike Monzon, actually had a stroke, so he's still relearning to use one half of his body.
wow.
So we won't be able to get a hold of him. That's too bad. But we got Stacey Stray coming in, and he's just as Eric knows, there's a little bit of common knowledge there too. With it helped in Eric's previous band.
Well,
So
what I think
forward
is
to
really
that.
cool, what Karl said though, because I don't know why like people have to make life so hard, right? Like networking is key. Doing shows with each other is key. This whole competition thing, I mean, like I can't believe that I'm still going into bars and seeing people stand at the back of the room with their arms folded. It doesn't do anybody any good.
The raw cops will never die, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, so the fact that you guys are doing this in the spirit of a real show, I think is amazing because the original scene down here, the guys still do that. I mean, Steve, you had an opener when you were here. They still do that, right? The original sort of set does that. I don't know what it is about the cover bands. They all want to argue about who plays, a dumb cover song the best. But, how long, how much of a show? Because you guys still, was it 1 o'clock that your hours are there? Did it bump to 2?
We're two.
Okay, so you guys can do I guess an hour each type thing. Is that what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, it'll probably be 45 or 45, and then whatever Steve wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of get the vibe we're going to have to pull him off the stage.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how much my sub bass player learned.
All right. Send a list. I'll work on it. I'm available now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he goes. He keeps looking for a gig. Typical bass player.
Yeah. Well, we got
Lord.
backup bass players in the house, so
Jeez.
you never know.
He came in hot. He came in with the shirt. I love him for that. If you tell me that you load gear, then you're my favorite bass player. I don't even care what you say.
That's a trend that happens around here.
Yeah. But I
I want
do
to say one thing about, if you don't mind me saying one thing about the Bovine, Daryl Fine at the Bovine. Like that's our home base from wherever. If we were ever going to come back and do a show, it couldn't be anywhere else but there.
Yeah.
And the fact that at a moment's notice, on the call from Karl, he's like, yeah, let's make it happen, which is great. So that like that whole networking thing too, and already knowing Steve and Eric from previous bands, stuff like that. I got to give a good shout out to Daryl and the Bovine for facilitating,
Yeah,
it,
man.
letting us have it. you
Yeah,
know.
Well,
I think
I-
we're all just excited to be on that stage.
Yeah,
It's such a fun room to play.
I built it.
Yeah, he did. He
Well,
built
so
the
that's
stage
cool.
at the Bovine.
Well, because here's the thing, like my recollection of that room, and I mean, I haven't been in it. I don't know, Karl, when did I moved back? 2000. So I mean, it was probably 96. But I mean, I remember
The
you went in.
bar
And there
is
was
on
like,
the other side now.
oh, is it? But I just remember you went in and had
Yeah.
like lots of TVs all over the place and all kinds of neat kind of, and it had a very cool vibe and
Yeah.
Well, touching the walls is still a health hazard.
that's the proper thing. That's the proper thing, right?
Well,
There's
it's like the last time we played there, the bar was on the other side, and neck tattoos were still scary.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah. So, Karl, you and I talk about promo and stuff all the time. What are you doing to work this? What are you doing to promote? What are you doing to get the word out?
You know what? Basically, all of us. It's really a team effort here. Like, everybody's got their own little individual promos that they're doing on their socials and stuff. And Steve, man, you're hammering it. And I love that. Thank you so much. But everyone's doing their thing. Eric's running the socials for Greater Than. And we're just really sort of pumping it out, trying to get the information out there. I reached out to you because I wanted to do this. I want to be able to share something where people can get a chance to, if they don't know who the bands are, I can put a link to this on the event page, and they can check out who we are and what we're all about. I want to give people as much access as possible, and then ticket link and everything all in one shot. So it's a cheap ticket. It's a cheap ticket. Advanced tickets are $10, $15 at the door.
That's amazing because
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and I'll Kurtis, we'll get you worked in here. I want to get your 2 cents in on this, but somebody will say, "Oh, I don't want to pay $10," and you see them taking selfies in Miami at the Billy Joel concert, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but then they'll go to McDonald's on Queen and Spadina, and step on needles to get a cheeseburger.
oh my God, right? So what are your thoughts on that? Because you came from the cover set, right? So people are kind of more into, for whatever reason, the need to pay for, original material that doesn't seem to be prevalent in people's minds.
Yeah. No, I think for $10, advance tickets, 15 at the door, that's unbeatable.
Yeah.
And there should be no complaints about that. I think we're gonna have a good turnout. I got a bunch of people, their only thing is they want to pay at the door for whatever reason. But I got about 22 people come in. I think it's gonna be a big turnout. It'll be good. So
that's amazing. That'll be a nice bump in room. And so all you guys, and Steve, I'll start with you. Halifax. So we just had a big concert. My guitar player actually was part of the company that put it on, but then we had Nickelback, Lenny Kravitz, the Killers, all this. It was a huge success. But people here are not big on advance tickets. It's a known sort of thing with Halifax.
Right.
Montreal, the same way. We talked about that a little bit, but
the last show we had in Montreal at a place called Pitsy Campus, I remember we were running through a ticket resale, but a ticket holder. And the advance tickets didn't go very well. We were like a little nervous, but all our friends were saying they were going to come, and lo and behold, they all paid at the door. So we actually ended up having a hell of a crew.
Yeah.
But I maybe it's the fear of commitment in case something comes up last minute. I don't know. But to pay more last minute is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely that fear of commitment thing, because I've sort of run into that with some of the people that I'm talking to. I'm like, hey, we have advanced tickets available. They're like, I know, I'll get tickets at the door. That's no big deal. And I'm like, okay, well, and I try to push the advanced thing as as a guaranteed entrance versus taking their chances at the door if there's a line or anything like that.
Yeah.
But people, I think, especially in the summertime, people really don't want to lock into anything. Right.
That's fair.
I don't have any fear of people actually coming to the gig. I think we're going to have a jammed room. I think it's going to be incredible. But I just think in the summertime, people just have this inherent fear of, if I lock myself into something, I'm going to end up wanting to do something else.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to ask.
Something to be said about that. I don't know what it is, but yeah. It's funny. It's not like they're committing to like 9 Inch Nails. I think the tickets are like over $200. So committing to that is a little different than $10.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good point. And I want to ask you guys around the horn on this, because I just did an interview. When COVID was going on, I remember talking to people, and they were like, "Oh, if we ever get music back, we're always going to go out and see it." Yeah. And I kind of feel, in some ways, people are taking music for granted a little bit. Steve, what would your thoughts be on that?
Well, it's funny. Once the lockdown, all through the lockdown, everyone's like, "Oh man, we were the people that were sustaining people's mental health while all that was going on," because they're like, we were doing online performances, and everyone's, I missed the live music, and it was great for the first 6 months. And people will be people. They're just back to being their selfish, the selfish attitude, the entitlement, and they just take everything for granted these days. It's just the way people are.
Kurtis, Eric, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I actually do feel that way. But what I feel like they forget, if they could be put back in that position during COVID right now, then they would be appreciative. But now it's been so long, so they forget it. And it's like,
We need a reset every 6 months. Then that's the only way to do it.
But you know what? And here's the thing. Here's the thing. As stupid as that sounds, you're not far off because, like I'm on this stuff all the time. Like people's attention spans, like why is it? Well, I know why it is, but you'll do a reel that's 39 seconds and get like 40,000 views, and you'll do a great interview like this, and you don't know what you're gonna get. People's attention spans are so incredibly stupidly short, right? So, Eric, your thoughts on this whole thing?
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I think just people got comfortable with like just staying like home, like a lot of homebodies now because they just got used to staying at home. The Netflix, all the TV shows and stuff. They didn't have the access to live entertainment, so it's getting them out there to re-experience it.
actually, I know a lot of people doing that
Yeah.
right now. They still sitting at home, don't even want to go to a show.
And I think like the other thing is like the band, a lot of it's the same band because there's nothing new and exciting out there. I don't know. That's what I think personally. I mean,
no, that's fair. That's totally fair. Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Well, for us, it's
We're definitely not new or exciting.
we're not new or exciting, but because we haven't played so long,
You're a great salesman, man.
I have a whole lot of personal grudges for certain people that don't, if they don't come out.
Yeah.
If it's not a packed room, a lot of people are going to have some questions to answer.
Yeah, well, story of my life.
So for us,
story of my life.
it's after such a long time, and a lot of people saying over the years, "Oh, when are you going to play next? When are you going to play next? When are you going to play next?" And this and that. And I'm going to come out. Well, to see this. So, yeah. I like in terms of getting people to commit. I've told a lot of people myself, but I have a strategic thing for this Saturday myself. I'm going to a particular event where there will be a lot of people congregated that I'm going to guilt to come out to the show.
I love it.
The old ambush. I love it. I love this.
It's not just to see us, but you're gonna see like a show, the whole show, all three bands. It's gonna be really good, top to bottom, and it'll be a good time. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have probably as good a time as anybody else will have there, if not the best time. So because it's been a long time, I'm amped to do this. I'm nervous. I won't be drinking anything on stage, so that might really suck.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You know what,
Carl and I have been rehearsing, just the two of us. No bass, no nothing else like that. And the way it's come back together, it's God, it gives me the shivers, man.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited about
Well,
it.
and you know what? You're a man after my own heart because when you mentioned shaming people and stuff, and I remember doing a show a year or so ago, and some people that I knew didn't come out. And then I went out the next night, and they were at the same bar at another show. I had I figured out. Well, I should have known this from a long time ago. 6 tequila shots is the tipping point where I started confronting people. Because that's exactly what happened. Yeah, a whole bunch of people got unfriended. It was like they saw it live. But so, what success look like for this show, guys? Karl, what's the success look like?
You know what? First of all, it's going to be the great execution of each set of each band's set. I know that every band is going to excel, and that to me is a huge success right off the top. Whether there's anybody in the audience or not, however, I know there is going to be a shit pile of people in the audience, which is it's incredibly exciting. I mean, personally, I have so many people that are excited to see Blacknines again. Maybe they missed them the first time around, right? Yeah. But maybe we've only been friends for 10 years, but Blacknines was 20 years ago, right? So they didn't know about it, but they're good friends now. So now they want to see what's getting me so excited. And I think they our excitement for the rest of the show is generally people feed off that.
Yeah.
If they can see it tends to make a difference. If we were indifferent about each other as performers, I'm playing with Steve Creep and the Wild Cards and Greater Than. If we're indifferent about it, then how are we going to expect people to get excited for the show either?
Yeah, that's like we're not playing the show where one band, or I mean, I can speak for myself. We're not going, we're going to make them look bad, or they're going to have a hard time following us, or we're going to kick ass. The whole show should be kick ass.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
and
a win for one.
In that sense, I'm not trying to sell it. not trying to sell it to anybody so much as I'm just exclaiming my excitement for doing this show. So it's, like Karl said, they'll want to partake just because of my excitement for it. To want to get out and get after it. So, and if you miss it, too bad for you.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a little business here, boys. Just before, so Karl, hit me with all the deets on the show.
Okay, so it's Thursday, July 17th, Bovine Sex Club, Toronto. Doors open at 9. Advance tickets are available on Fana Tickets on our event page. I can get you that link, Sean, if you don't already have it. And, okay, and so you can connect for advance tickets there, $10 per ticket, $15 at the door. Did I say doors at 9? I think I said doors at 9. And show times should start around 9:30.
Okay.
Something like that.
And so this will be the last Blacknine show. Is that or never say never?
Well, never say never, and I think it'll likely be the last one with this lineup. It's not often, as Shane's going to be headed back off to Ireland, it's not often that we get an opportunity to do this. So if there is Blacknines in the future, like you say, never say never. It may just have a little bit of a different look, a little bit of a different sound.
Blacker.
Well, blacker and niner.
Greater than
Ericer. No, just
greater than Eric. Where do I send my folks to find out about what you guys are up to?
We're just on Facebook right now. We're just getting ready to launch all the social media. This is our debut show, so we had some stuff booked coming up. Karl called and offered us this gig, and it was like, the other bands are on this lineup. We get this our debut. Yeah, let's go. Hustle time. Let's do this. There was no slowing down. So we just went and did a run of merch. Just tighten everything up to get in the studio. But this is going to be gig one. It's a big one for us. This is a huge
amazing.
No being slack. We're ready. This is exciting. I've been doing it, but this is the one. I'm like, here we go. It's showtime. So
that's great, man. That's great. And Steve, do you have a song? I know you had a couple things come out, but do you have anything coming up soon?
As far as releases, we have one we want to release, but I don't want to do it in the summer because it's not really an up-tempo song. I'd like to do like a happy, fun, energetic summer song. So we're mastering 4 more that are going to be ready to go pretty soon. But outside of that, we just printed shirts for the show, and we're gonna have a bunch of stickers and magnets and blah blah blah, same old stuff. But lots of fun stuff to vandalize the city.
You might have one hat.
Gibbs.
One hat's better than nothing. Well, look, here's the thing. Attention spans being what they are, we're coming up on about the 20-minute mark, which I think we've captured and captivated this audience here that we want to get out. So I want to say best of luck with the show. I'm sorry I'm missing it because, like I say, it sounds to me like it's going to be fantastic. But I've been threatening to get up there. Actually, I was up there a couple of years ago. Karl, you were busy; we couldn't connect. But
that's right.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, man, I would like to bring this show or something very similar to Halifax. Like the whole show, like that. That's kind of the idea of what I would love to be able to do is package shows together and travel a little bit,
Well, I hate to beat up on my home city, but it's kind of a weird. Dartmouth has a lot of really cool stuff like, Monty's and stuff like that. Halifax has a couple things like Stevie played Gus's Pub, which is, still a staple of the
kind
city.
Of like Halifax's Bovine, if anything.
Yeah, you're right. It's just maybe a little cleaner. No, I'm just kidding.
We're rolling from Hamilton. Don't worry, we'll fix this.
Yeah.
I just played at the Corktown in Hamilton. I was astounded at how clean it was.
So different now, yeah.
There you go. But when I was in Toronto, I did drive by that parking meter, Karl. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The parking meter. My nemesis.
Yeah, your nemesis. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for doing this.
Oh, that's my other nemesis.
Yeah, I want to thank you for doing this.
A lot of stories in this city, boys. Keep your mouths shut.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll tell you, and I'll end with this. So a couple short years later, my first son was born at St. Mike's. Karl, true story.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I knew my way around there well.
Trying to steal stuff from the doctor's head, too?
Yeah. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Gentlemen, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much.
We're back after this.